Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today, we are going to see about this, how this animation works in Silhouette. Let's start. So before I'm going to draw the shapes, I'm just going to play the shot because I just want to know how I'm going to draw the shapes in which frame. Before drawing the shape, you should have to choose the reference frame. That is the first frame I'm going to start the shape. It is not like the first frame for each and every shot we have to start. This depends upon the shape movement. Okay. So if I'm going to start with this leg, and I cannot able to start with this first frame because in this first frame, I cannot able to see the clear leg. But in this area, I can able to see the clear leg. So maybe this is the first frame I'm going to be draw if I'm going to start with this leg. Okay. So reference frame is very, very important before you just start the shapes. Now I'm going to start with this leg. Okay. And we are going to start with this leg. And as usual, I'm just going to create a layer. And now I'm going to start with this a B-spline. So in this previous video, I just explained what's the differences between the splines and which spline is very important. And now I'm going to start with this B-spline. Just create the layer, and I'm just using the shortcut of the B-spline B, and I'm going to draw the shapes. So here also I didn't see the clear edges of my shot. So I think it's just go to the file, preferences, viewer, linear, just changes the nearest and then apply. Now I can able to see the edge pixels on my shapes. So now I'm going to draw the shapes. So I'm not going to draw the full shape of the leg. I'm just going to split the shapes. Okay. Because I already told you, rotoscoping is just depends upon the animations. So before you just draw the shape, you have to think how the movement works. So mostly leg depends upon the two movements. So upper bones and this bottom bones. So based on that, I'm going to draw the shape and this bottom shape. So we don't do the leg cover with this bottom shoes because leg is separate and the bottom shoes is separate. So I'm just going to finish it here. Okay. So now I'm just completed this part, and also I'm just going to draw this shoe also as a separate shapes. Okay, now I'm just completed the three shapes of the leg. So if I'm just check this shift to overlay, I can able to see, okay, my full leg shapes. Now I'm going to animate it. So here you can see the timeline on the bottom part. So when I'm drawing the shapes, I can see the keyframes here. So if I'm going to play, so this is a frame, I'm just draw the shape. If I'm going to animate the shape, I'm not going to move the next frame and put this animation because this is a very bad idea. When I'm going to be told about this animation, see, I'm just drawing this circle. If I'm going to some of the frame, if I'm just move the shape here, now can I able to see this? So now the shape is animating. So in the in between, I didn't put any keys, but it automatically moved to this here. So whenever you just put this animation in between, it will automatically give this movement depends upon the next keyframes. So based on this, we are going to put the keyframes to here. So this is the shape. I'm going to put, this is the next keyframe. I'm just selecting all the shapes. As I told you here, this is the transform tool. If I'm pressing this D, you can see this box of on your shapes. You can able to by holding the alt, you can able to adjust your shape like this. Can you able to see this? This is how you can able to adjust your shapes. And if I press W here, there is some pivot point here. So after the pivot point, you can able to rotate the shapes also. Not on the full shapes. If I'm just selecting this individual shapes here and then press T and then press W here, you can see this pivot point. I can able to rotate. So wherever I can able to place a pivot point. So I'm just clicking the W to remove the power point. I'm just placing here again. So this is how we can able to be rotate the shapes. So now I'm going to place the shape it here. So before I'm going to place a shape, I have to choose this line. This is about this marking area of the shape. So this shape is on this shirt. Okay, this point, can you able to see this? This point should be maintained on the same leg. Then only you can able to be see this perfect animation. So here, if I'm going to be start this animation, I'm just pressing the Q. That means you can able to be move the shape here. So this point should be have to be here. So now can you say this point the same here and it is same here, and also the next the bottom part. So now we are going to be in between animation. So first I'm just selecting this shape, I'm pressing W here and little bit animation, and individual points also we can select by selecting the points and again double T. So when I'm just selecting the single T, it will select all this shape. So if I'm just pressing again T, it will select only the points which I select. Okay, I'm just pressing W here and I'm just placing here. So mostly we don't adjust the individual points. Mostly we just adjust the shape by using like transformations tools. That will be really useful to avoid unwanted wobbles, unwanted mistakes in the rotoscopy. Okay. And if I just adjust, I'm just adjust left and right. I'm not going to be adjust like this. So this is very bad. If I'm just moving the points like this, it is very bad. Okay. So don't move points unwantedly. And here. So now, and this is the shape. So we have just done the first keyframes. Let's see about this in between keyframes. Okay, so in between keyframes, it automatically move, but it is not perfectly matched with our layer. So we are just going to be give one more keyframes on this in between area. Okay, and I'm just giving this here. So if that's in betweenly, if the feather point is disturbing, you can just go to the file preferences, shape, just show feather handle, just disable it here. Then you won't see this feather handles. Okay, if we need, we can on, but unwantedly just disturbing our work if you feel. And I'm just selecting the individual points here, and I'm just okay. I'm just selecting the shapes here. So this is how we are going to be animating the shapes. So once I completed the shape, I'm just have to be play the animation is perfect or not. Okay, not bad. And I'm going to be add one more keyframes on this kind of area, this area. So just a little bit. If here, then you can be able to see this transform adjustment tools. So now you can see very clear. This animation is not bad. So this is how this animation we have to be doing this for rotoscopy. So in this frame, this is very static here. So there's a big movement here. So until this, we can use the shape for here now. Okay. I'm just going to adjust the shape like this. So I'm just selecting all the points. Most of the times I'm just use only the transform tools. I'm not selecting individual points unwantedly. So please note it, okay? So now we are just going to check. I'm able to check this. So the movement is not bad. So this is how we are doing this animation. If there is an in between, you can just add the missing edges by using this correct this. By using the transform, mostly if you're using this transform, it will be really good. Okay. Can you see this? So now it is really good. Whenever you're going to do this animation in rotoscopy, please place a keyframes depends upon the movements. Okay. Don't think about that next frame you have to be put the keyframes. If you put like all the frames in this keyframes, then you'll get a lot of mistakes in this rotoscopy. And this is how we can do this animation. If this helped you, share it to someone who is learning, because nobody is just struggle alone. Try to understand this industry. This is VFX Discovery, and we grow step by step. See you in this next video.